The weather forecast with Akenugaz.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, and good to have you again on the weather forecast. I hope you're having an amazing weekend. This evening we expect a calm weather to dominate the nation with an average chance of precipitation in the Adamawa, South and the West regions. We may get as low as 18 degrees in the Northwest, the Center, East, Littoral and the Southwest regions between 21 to 22 degrees, and the North and Far North regions would expect temperatures as low as 26 degrees. We take you detailed to the Adamawa region, where tonight may be light precipitation except for Ngaoundéré, and by morning it would be cloudy associated with light showers in the entire Adamawa region. Next, we go to the south, where this evening there may be light precipitation in the entire region, and this experience will extend till morning in the entire south region. Lastly, onto the west region this evening, there may be moderate rainfall in the entire region, and by morning, light showers are expected in the towns of Bafang, Bangangte, and Fumban. To protect yourself and others against the coronavirus, avoid hugging, stay away from congested areas, and in case of symptoms, call 1510. See you next time.
The population of Bafut, a locality in Mezam division of the Northwest region, can now heave a sigh of relief thanks to defense forces of that region who have dismantled a terrorist hideout and seized arms from the members after a one-week operation. The Swiss ambassador to Cameroon reassures Cameroon's commitment to assist the government fight against the COVID-19 pandemic with the disbursement of 3 billion CFA francs plus other support in humanitarian domain. The presidential special donation of preventive COVID-19 kits are almost in all the subdivisions of the country. In this edition, get reactions of the grassroots populations who have saluted the gesture of President Paul Biya. And those are our top stories. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the 7:30 News. I am Gladys Tata. Defense forces of the 5th Joint Military Region have destroyed a secessionist hideout in the locality of Bafut Mezam division of the Northwest region. The one-week operation saw 15 armed separatists neutralized and armed ammunition seized, as Eric Langmia Wufo tells us in the following report from CRTV Northwest in Bamenda.
It is here at the Saddle Hill Ranch in Bafut that armed secessionist fighters had been kidnapping persons and demanding ransom. It is also in this hideout that they have been masterminding attacks on defense forces. It took 300 defense forces under the command of Colonel Matiang Shalaleng almost a week for the hideout to be dismantled.
A good number of Ambazonians were neutralized, a good number, around 15. You will see we have succeeded in this hotel, that resort. It was the headquarters that we taken back from. And you have lots of around 50 gun guns and pistols and ammunitions and motorcycles and even a Fortuna car, 2 horses, and so on and so on.
The operation is said to have been tedious due to the topography of the locality, characterized by very thick forest and rugged terrain. The commander of the 5th Joint Military Region, Brigadier General Valet, and the commander of the 5th Gendarmerie Region, Brigadier General Conquest Divine Noko, made brief stop at the Bafut Farms Palace, which social media reports falsely alleged to have been burned down by soldiers.
Let's take you to the Southwest region, where a consignment of anti-COVID-19 material have been distributed to the population of the Bakassi Peninsula by forces of the Rapid Intervention Battalion B. The kits were handed during a ceremony at Jabane 2 village by the commander of B Delta, Lieutenant Colonel Obama Ayisi. Henry McCullough witnessed the ceremony and filed the details from CRTV Southwest in Boya.
The ceremony, which took place at the Jabane 2 village, was attended by an impressive number of people from all the nooks and crannies of Bakassi. The forces of B Delta had as objective to first of all sensitize the population to prevent COVID-19 and what to do if they have any symptoms.
If they are sick, they have anything like fever, cough, catarrh, they should rush directly to the hospital. If we confirm a case here, we'll immediately refer the case to either Limbe or Boya.
Apart from educating the population, the B Delta forces donated buckets, soap, bleaching agents, sanitizers, face masks, amongst other things.
We organized the ceremony of award of those medical equipment and small food for the population of Bakassi, just to accompany the head of state on this fight against the coronavirus. Some population are very far from the main town, and we who are around those populations, we need to implement those measures.
For the donation, the population could not but express their gratitude to the Bio Delta forces.
I want to thank the organizer, the Combi Delta, for preserving coronavirus in my municipality. They should respect this measure.
The forces of B Delta also donated food items to assist the population take care of their food needs during these difficult times.
And on to this lead story, the Swiss government has disbursed the sum of 3 billion CFA francs to help strengthen Cameroon's efforts to overcome the coronavirus pandemic. The disclosure was made by the Swiss ambassador to Cameroon in an exclusive interview with CRTV. Ambassador Pietro Lazzeri also announced other assistance to the health domain and humanitarian affairs. Charles Ebune has more.
Of the plus 3 million people infected globally by the coronavirus, plus 40,000 are Swiss. Of the plus 230,000 dead because of the coronavirus, plus 14,000 are Swiss. Yet, the country remains globally committed to the counter-virus effort.
The Federal Council is supporting the international response with 100 million Swiss francs already in place, so about 100 million US dollars. And right today, this morning, the Swiss Foreign Minister announced that Switzerland is putting on the table of the humanitarian response to the crisis 400 million Swiss francs.
One of the hard-hit countries in Africa. Here is what Cameroon gets from that package.
3 billion CFA are going to be readjusted and used for the response to the COVID-19 in Cameroon.
Apart from that, the Swiss have been working with Cameroon in other forms of assistance in an anti-coronavirus task force.
If you look at the test center established by the government of Cameroon, the firm who has been building the test center COVID-19, it's a Swiss one.
Airports closed worldwide. Special arrangements have been made by Cameroon and Switzerland to see their nationals return home peacefully.
We had here Swiss people blocked in Cameroon and Cameroonians blocked in Switzerland. So we had to organize a special flight, and we were able really to bring back Cameroonians to fly back Swiss and European.
And with lockdowns everywhere, there is something this country is missing because of the coronavirus.
We are missing the diplomatic life and our friends coming, visiting us.
Confinement years. The Swiss believe the coronavirus must be an opportunity to strengthen international solidarity more than ever.
COVID-19 preventive materials have been donated by President Paul Biya to the people of the South region have been dispatched to the 4 divisions. Handing over the material in Ebolova, Governor Felix Ngelengele instructed the senior divisional officers to strictly implement the various preventive measures prescribed by government, especially the wearing of face masks, which he observed is not taken seriously by the population. Pontiano Slawong reports from CRTV South in Ebolova.
The South region's share of the anti-COVID-19 materials includes 1,595 cartons of laundry soap, 29,000 face masks, 87 cartons of hand sanitizer, 7,800 buckets, and 870 hand wash cans. They have been symbolically handed over to the 4 senior divisional officers of the South by Governor Felix Ngelengele, who instructed them to make sure that the impact of the presidential gesture is felt in the remotest areas of the region where poverty has been identified as a major speed break to the respect of prescribed preventive measures.
First, to the senior divisional officer, I want them to be firm in implementing the directives of the government to stop the spread of the disease. And to the population, we want them to use this material for them to be able to implement the government directives, the wearing of the mask, washing of hands, and the social distancing.
The population of the South has been challenged to use the protective materials efficiently so as to prevent new infections in a region that already counts 9 confirmed cases so far.
As part of their own contribution to the fight against the coronavirus, elements of the 2nd Rapid Intervention Battalion B of the East Region have just offered some gifts to the population of 5 councils situated along the frontiers with the Central African Republic. The gifts offered by the commander of the 2nd Rapid Intervention Battalion, Colonel V. Alexandre, in Uli in the Mbotoro subdivision have been appreciated by the population, as Mati Mabu tells us. Voila.
That Governor Gregoire Vongo kick-started the regional distribution process of the President Biya's anti-COVID package to the population. Here, just like in the subdivisions of PATYCHOU and Dumé, the people express gratitude to the benefactor.
I want to say thank you to the head of state. We, people of Dumé, saying thank you and thank you.
I'm so elated with this gift of the head of state, which is so timely. We are happy. Our gratitude goes to the head of state. We are proud of the gifts.
The gifts of soap, buckets, face masks, disinfectants uniformly shared to the 33 subdivisions of the East Region should be channeled to the right quarters. The East Regional Governor gives firm instructions.
The head of state gift to the population is for the poorest, the beneficiaries. They must use the head of state's gift for the prevention of the contamination against COVID-19.
Barring the way to COVID-19 in the East Region that counts 9 positive cases already will certainly be a practical reality, as committees have been created to ensure those in the hinterlands have a fair share.
And we are sorry for that mix-up there. That was the inhabitants who have welcomed the head of state's decision that business can operate normally even after 6 p.m. And they were talking to our reporter, Mati Mabu, in Bertua. We now take you over to the Littoral region, where His Grace Samuel Kleda, Archbishop of Douala, who has come up with a traditional therapy to treat the coronavirus, says he is willing to work in partnership with the Ministry of Public Health to further evaluate the healing capacity of the drug. A delegation from the Ministry of Public Health was in Douala to discuss with the prelate. Dixon Ashu tells us in Douala.
It is mission accomplished for the emissaries from the Public Health Ministry after more than an hour behind closed doors with the Archbishop of Douala, who accepts the ministry's wish to bring in technical expertise to evaluate the capacity of his proposed traditional treatment to heal COVID-19 patients in the country.
It was a very fruitful exchange, because we decided that Monseigneur is accepting the collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health. This collaboration is more technical, but the Ministry of Public Health can give some aid to Monseigneur in order to have the evaluation of the product and further to have a sufficient production in order to make the product available for our population.
Official certification and prescription will only follow after favorable research findings by experts of the Public Health Ministry. Terms of the collaboration, amongst others, which the Archbishop of Douala admits just to the cause in this quest for effective treatment of COVID-19 patients. I'm glad the government has taken interest in the work we are doing. Together we will now adopt a more scientific approach to formalize the treatment. Meantime, the treatment remains efficient and safe for COVID-19 patients, says the Archbishop of Douala, and it remains free of charge until further notice.
And some business persons in Garoua have applauded the decision by government to reopen bars, restaurants and other leisure spots after 6 p.m. They say the move by the head of state is timely as it will help them gradually recover from the losses incurred in the past weeks. Our reporter Wilson Mengole compiled the following report for the 7:30 News.
5 heavy-duty vehicles transporting the special gift from the head of state, President Paul Biya, were offloaded upon arrival at the foregrounds of the North Governor's office. Cartons of soap, buckets and other paraphernalia make up the consignment destined for all 21 subdivisions of the region to help communities better combat the new coronavirus in this part of the country. The governor of the North region, Jean Abate Edi, who received the gift, immediately apportioned it to all 4 senior divisional officers for onward distribution, whom he tasked to manifest an elevated sense of patriotism and meticulousness during the distribution exercise, with the most vulnerable segments of the population to be paid special attention. In the course of the region's first quarterly security coordination meeting, the chief executive of the region hailed the relative calm which prevails within the administrative unit and appealed for level-headedness and an increased sense of urgency and responsibility to guarantee a fruitful combat against the pandemic.
And that was Lisa Chato Akwanka from Garoua reporting on the head of state's donation that has been received in that part of the region. And all the 5 senior divisional officers of the Adamawa region are already in possession of the head of state's anti-COVID-19 package with instructions for it to reach the appropriate destinations. Governor Kildadi Tagege Buka, who distributed the kits, expressed gratitude to President Paul Biya on behalf of the population. Elise Waji Banmia reports from CRTV Adamawa.
The fight against the coronavirus receives a fresh impetus in the Adamawa following the arrival of President Paul Biya's anti-COVID-19 kit in the region. The package, made up of 1,155 packs of soap, 530 gallons of detergent, 4,200 buckets and 21,000 locally made face masks, are now set for distribution in all 21 subdivisions of the region.
We have given to the SDOs the various products given by the head of state, and the SDOs will hand those gifts to the DOs who will give them out to the population to curb down the pandemic.
While receiving the gift, authorities expressed gratitude to the head of state and admitted that the package will go a long way to reinforce anti-COVID-19 strategies in the Adamawa, which now records 5 cases of the coronavirus.
We have to do everything possible to prevent contamination. So we have to thank immensely the head of state for this gesture, and I do hope that the population will use it adequately.
Before moving the present COVID-19 package to various subdivisions, the senior divisional officers of the Adamawa had a working session with the governor aimed at evaluating and reinforcing measures to fight the coronavirus in the region.
The population of Colmeted in the Nyong-Anso division of the Center region have received the presidential anti-COVID-19 gifts with a call to efficiently use them to fight against the killer pandemic. The gifts were handed out to beneficiaries by the SDO of Nyong-Anso, Rene Pierre Songa. Details with Rakiatu Njigin Abdulaziz of CRTV Center.
The special anti-COVID-19 package from the President of the Republic to the people of Colmeted was handed to the traditional rulers of the area on behalf of the population. While handing over the kits, the senior divisional officer for Nyong-Anso, Rene Pierre Songa, reminded them on the important role they have to play in accompanying the state to fight the coronavirus.
The head of state talked about this population, about those who are not rich at all, and the divisional officer in Balmao told us to follow this instruction
The senior divisional officer and his entourage then moved to the Colmeted Market Square and some hot joints to sensitize the population on the need to constantly wear their face masks, and that sanctions await bike riders who do not respect the norms, as the good news for them was certainly the announcement of the suspension of some taxis by the government as a way to assist them fight the effect of the pandemic. The mayor on her part explained that appropriate measures have been put in place to ensure that the gifts get to the targeted population.
We are very happy about this gift, and it will help to fight more. We prefer to give it to the poorest population.
A message of appreciation from the people of Colmeted to the head of state through the senior divisional officer of Nyonganso, Rene Pierre Songa, crowned the ceremony.
In a similar ceremony, the population of Bali in the northwest region have equally received anti-COVID kits and food items to help them prevent the spread of the coronavirus in the subdivision. The gifts from the Bali Council were distributed in the presence of Mayor Ernest Wandum. Julius Neba has more.
The COVID-19 preventive material comprised of 900 bottles of hand sanitizers, 1,100 face masks, 1,000 tablets of soap, hand-washing buckets, 40 liters of bleach to disinfect water, and more. To avoid a scenario where the people risk contaminating each other while receiving the anti-COVID items, Mayor Ernest Wandum constituted a committee that carried out a door-to-door-like distribution exercise while educating the population on the preventive measures.
The cry is alarming worldwide. Cameroon is not exempted. Our community, Bali, is not also exempted. So we expect them to put the kits into maximum use.
Mindful of the social distance rule and the nefarious effect the lingering socio-political crisis has had on the people of the municipality, the Bali Council also provided them with food.
If we could supply food to the entire community, would have loved to do so. So giving them rice is at least to make up for the length of time that they will be indoors, not being able to go to their various activities to be able to feed their families.
As at now, Bali has no registered coronavirus carrier out of the 5 confirmed cases in the northwest.
Face masks, cartons of washing soap and buckets constitute items offered to inhabitants of Magba in the West region. The donation from the Secretary General of the Economic and Social Council at the West Governor's Office, Zachary Ngombe, is intended to help stop the spread of the coronavirus in the locality. Ami Banda reports from CRTV West in Bafoussam.
Donating 1,000 face masks, 30 cartons of soap and 30 buckets is to the donor an ideal COVID-19 preventive strategy. Zachary Ngombe believes the brave sons and voters of Magba are respecting all the barrier measures prescribed by the powers that be and will make judicious use of these donations to pickle the planetary generic.
As the head of state himself gave materials to the population, we have come with our own stone to bring to the fight in Magba such that these departments stay safe regarding the coronavirus.
Confronting the global trying times and solidarity and support, this timely gift remains an incredible action tool to reduce the COVID-19 positive testing in Magba.
The population of Okola subdivision in the Leke division of the Central region have equally received their own share of President Paul Biya's relief package against the coronavirus pandemic. The consignment made up of soap, disinfectants and masks, amongst others, were distributed during an official ceremony chaired by the divisional officer for Okola, Patrice Simo. Details with Ate Bonaventure.
The population of Okola subdivision in the Leke division welcomed President Paul Biya's relief package against the coronavirus with joy and gratitude. The goods of basic necessity and sanitary kits were received by the divisional officer for the Leke, Patrick Simo Kamsu. The distribution exercise is taking place under the supervision of the mayor and other administrative and local authorities.
I've come to sensitize them on all the goodwill of the head of state, who is aware of the need of the population and has decided to come to their rescue. I hope that the message has been received and the population are going to abide by the measures that have been prescribed by the government.
It was also an occasion for the people to thank the head of state for uplifting some of the restrictive measures put in place to fight against the spread of COVID-19.
Chief Dr. Simon Anjangwo, Southwest CPDM Senator, has donated COVID-19 preventive kits to the population of Manu Division. The consignment, destined to the inhabitants of Manfe Central, Akwaya, Yumojok and the Upper Banyang subdivisions, left Yaoundé this Saturday for Manfe for onward distribution. Ewane Pole has more.
With the current health crisis in the country, Senator Simon Anjangwo of the ruling CPDM party from the Southwest region could not stay indifferent.
I feel that I should have that concern for my people as far as this coronavirus is concerned. When I look at what is happening in the world, how many people have gone, and I said it means that I should allow my people to die when I'm here. So I should do something to make them know that I am interested in their life. That's why I've decided to buy these things to send to them.
The COVID-19 preventive kits donated by the senator consist of 2,600 face masks, 2,500 hand sanitizers, 60 cartons of soap, 25 packets of hand gloves, and 75 bags of rice.
I've alerted the SDO and the DOs, mayors, CPDM section presidents, as well as other parties to be there so that they are sharing, they are saying.
The consignment, which left Yaoundé this Saturday for Manfe in Manu Division, is destined to the population of Manfe Central, Akwaya, Eyumojok, and Upper Banyang subdivisions.
And we'll stay in the Southwest region, where the population of Manfe Central and Upper Banyang subdivision in Manu Division have embraced with gratitude the largesse of Honorable Dr. Ebanga Abotui by providing them with hygiene and sanitation kits in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Bridget Diep Asambiwan reports from CRTV Southwest in Boya. Well, we shall be coming back to Bridget Njepa Sam's report from Boya in the Southwest region, or we will be talking about traditional rulers in that part of the region who have taken a firm commitment to bar the way to the COVID-19. And this was during their conference of chiefs in that part of the region. I have indication that Bridget Njepa Sam's report is ready, where the population of Manfe Central and Upper Banyang subdivision in Manu Division have embraced with gratitude the largesse of Honorable Dr. Ebanga Abotui by providing them with hygiene and sanitation kits in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's have Bridget Njepa Sam once more from Boya.
The coronavirus pandemic and the situation in the Southwest region took center stage in discussions during the third extraordinary meeting grouping executive members of the Southwest Chiefs Conference. As auxiliaries of the administration, the chiefs brainstormed on ways to ensure the strict implementation of barrier measures imposed by government and WHO in their respective chiefdoms.
Some of them, when you want to talk to them, so that thing is a thing of the cities, it's not here in the villages. Meanwhile, the food to the market, they take their produce to the market and they interact with the people in the cities, and unfortunately they can be infected, and they will take this pandemic in the local communities.
The custodians of tradition expressed the need to get traditional rulers more involved in anti-COVID-19 activities in order to effectively engage the communities. They, however, took a firm commitment to mobilize their populations to bar the way to COVID-19.
The most important thing is sensitization. The second part is making these resources available. The chief would have to mobilize his elites to make sure that the villagers have these physical protective devices.
The Southwest chiefs on the occasion expressed gratitude to President Paul Biya for efforts being made to curb the spread of the virus and ease the burden on Cameroonians. They equally applauded government's reconstruction plan for the Northwest and Southwest regions.
And that is where we draw the curtains on this edition of the 7:30 News. But before we take leave of you, a recap of our major stories. The population of Bafut, a locality in Mezam Division, can now give a sigh of relief thanks to defense forces of the Northwest region who have dismantled a terrorist hideout and seized arms from the members after a one-week operation. Plus, the Swiss ambassador to Cameroon has reassured his country's commitment to assist Cameroon's fight against the COVID-19 pandemic with the disbursement of 3 billion CFA francs plus other support in humanitarian domain. And the presidential special donation of preventive COVID-19 kits are almost in all the subdivisions in the country. And tonight, we got the reactions of some grassroots populations who have saluted the gesture of President Paul Biya. Join Karine Olivia Beat at 8:30 for the news in French. I'll be here tomorrow, same time. Until then, the technical crew join me in wishing you a pleasant evening. Good night.